Welcome back to this class, and today we are going to look at the disaccharides and how they are linked, how they are formed. So I've listed a few of the disaccharides here. We have maltose, we have sucrose, we have lactose, cerebiose, and trehalose. Basically, these disaccharides are made of two monosaccharides. So the two monosaccharides are combined together to form a disaccharides. So the type of linkage that is in between them is called glycosidic type of linkage. So in maltose, there are two units that bring up maltose. The units are glucose units. And the type of linkage that is there, it is alpha 1 form. And when we come to sucrose, the units that are there, we have glucose, units, and fructose unit. And the type of linkage that is there, we have alpha 1, beta 2, glycosidic type of linkage. And when we come to lactose, we have the type of unit that is there is glucose units, and the type of linkage we have there is beta 1 form, glycosidic linkage. Cerebiose, the same, the units that are there are glucose units, and the type of linkage that is there is beta 1 form. Glycosidic unit. And lastly, we have trehalose is made up of glucose units, and the type of linkage that is there is alpha 1 glycosidic acid, glycosidic linkage. So after knowing the type of linkage that is there, then the next thing that you are going to do is easier, since it will help you ease in your arc. Like for the case of maltose, let's see how the maltose will appear in linkage form in terms of structure. So we have maltose, which is made up of glucose units, and the type of linkage is alpha 1 form. So this is what is going to direct us. And so let's write the glucose. Let's draw the Haworth form of glucose, structure of glucose. So these are two structures that represent our form, and they are both a glucose. So let me just write the values to show that it is a glucose. Glucose is always written, and remember it is an alpha glucose, so it is OH down on the first carbon. On the first carbon, OH down, H up, OH, H, H, OH, H, OH, H, CH2OH, H. Then on these other glucose, this is the first carbon, the second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, and sixth carbon. So comparatively, it is going to look like, remember we are studying an alpha, so it is OH here, H, OH, H, H, OH, OH, H, CH2OH, H. So basically, this is how the two molecules of glucose will look like. So we are left with linking them together to show the type of linkage. And remember, we said the type of linkage is 1,4 alpha 1,4. So the thing that will happen is this OH will be used to link the two molecules of glucose. The OH will be used, and this OH, so this OH and this OH will be used for the linkage, and that will bring us this OH is not there, OH is not there, so we have this as our final result, or rather structure of the maltose. This is how maltose will look like.